maybe it's gonna do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe Bobby will provide the culvert. And we provide.
Somebody's waiting in the waiting room. What do you have to do?
So you admit that.
That's me.
Somebody really messed up. Well, that's just you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave because I don't really need to. So.
But if we see other names on there, it's like,
Yeah.
it's like required.
So you know, I wonder if there was a meeting on last time, that's what we're looking
We
at.
didn't admit anybody last time.
I know,
They were on
somehow. I don't know either. I bet there's a setting where you can automatically let them in. I wonder if we get that somewhere.
There they are. Yeah, somebody.
Cheryl.
Cheryl's open.
Okay, it's 7:30, I'm gonna call this meeting to order. We did church tonight, because Lavara's out of town. Is there any conflict of interest that anybody would like to disclose at this time? Okay, I don't hear any, so we'll assume there isn't. Changes to the agenda, does anybody have any experience?
I do. We're gonna eliminate the draft memorandum of understanding with the school. That's not ready, and we can put it on for the next meeting. But the transfer station update, Lavar was going to address that, so I don't know if that might have to be eliminated. Okay, never mind, Gail will do that. Source protection, okay, and then there's a paper that the select board needs to sign. There's a couple other little addition things under administrative assistant.
Okay.
Updates.
Okay, we'll cover that under that. Jeff, did you want to talk about the drainage thing tonight, or?
Let's just talk to Bobby and to
Okay.
Rick, and then we'll have something solid to vote on.
Okay,
And I just have a thing from Durano contract, does that have to be added, I can just go under my town treasurer?
do we have to sign it?
Yeah,
What is it? Oh, we can-
it's just his contract for the work he did.
For Durano?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just put that on there. Anybody, anything else? Oh, okay. Public comments. Does anybody in the room have a public comment? Anybody on Zoom have a public comment? Cheryl? Anybody else on there?
She's not answering. Did you hear us, Linda?
Let's see if Cheryl. Okay, if she comes back on, we'll just let her do her comment one last time.
Says there's 2 participants.
Well, that would include us, would be one of the participants.
The next agenda item is to approve the minutes for 8/31/21. Did anybody have any comments on the meeting minutes?
I move to approve the meetings for 8:31.
Jeff moves to approve the minutes from 8/31 and Mark seconds it. All in favor? Say,
Aye.
what do you say? Say yes.
Aye.
Aye. We switched to yes for some reason. Okay, the minutes from 8/31 are approved. Appointments, does anybody have an appointment nomination for fence viewer, inspector of lumber, shingles in wood, or wear of pole?
Nope.
Nope, okay. We'll leave those on the agenda just in case somebody has an appointment in the future. Okay, next item is library. Update request regarding retirement options, Phyllis.
But as you know, we hired a new librarian. She wants to be on the retirement program, which because she's a town employee, she's entitled to it. However, when you went into, is it Beamers or something like that?
Being-
When you went into that, you only put highway and sewer people in that. She'd like to be in that, so how do we rectify that?
I thought we voted to put her in, or we discussed it. Because you have to update it.
Yeah, I sent an email just to make sure, and they said if she wants to be, if that person wants to be added, you have to have a select board meeting, you have to vote on it, to be in the minutes, and, you know, you can just add her or
For
library.
the position.
Yeah.
So I was assuming at this meeting, we'd have to make the same motion we made previous, adding that category.
I move that we add the librarian's position to, the list of people eligible for, retirement benefits
Through Beamer's.
through Beamers.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. So Gail, do you need any other guidance on how to write that up?
You know, we might wanna add in that we're doing, just to reiterate that we're doing Plan A, Group A, for
I don't think that needs to be in the
the,
motion,
no, okay.
because you guys already have, you're already doing.
When we write it up, we should say that, you know, it was an addition to the motion that had passed at the previous meeting. I think.
Yeah.
So it's looked at kind of as we're adding this to that motion versus making a new motion. Because remember how we made the motion that we could vote in the future to add additional categories? I think that's what we just did.
Okay.
I think this is a good time though to make sure that there's no other positions that we need to add to this.
Who else could be eligible?
Anyone that works 24 hours
A week, right?
a week.
And that would include you. You're not interested,
Not really.
no. I don't know what else.
Okay, so we can, as it comes up, we can address that. Okay, administrative assistant report. Is that it, Phyllis? You're gonna-
Yes, no, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, administrative assistant report. So draft memorandum next time. Okay, the source protection plan update. So the source protection plan is, it's with the wells, and the source for the town water, the sources for the town water and how the watersheds, you know, go into it, and then you have to send letters to all the people that own properties to make sure they're not putting chemicals in or something. So the first, Karen, town clerk, did the last one, so I'm doing this one. Now, it's due October 2nd, but we're not gonna have it done by October 2nd. What's happening is, one of the wells was combined with another one on a map that the old one, the number 5 and number 9 is discontinued, and the state wants that off the map, okay? They want it to be clear that it's just the one that we're using. To get the map, there's some question about how that's gonna come about. It's complicated. Long story short, the map company wants to charge the town to redraw the map, and the state is helping me try to figure out if there's a cheaper way to do it by using some files that they already have and kind of put it together. We don't know what the outcome of that is yet. It may be that there may have to pay some hourly rate for something to this Lincoln Applied Geology place, and we'll see what happens there. So it's moving ahead, but it's a slow process, just so the select board knows.
Okay, and you have everything you need to put that together?
Yeah, I'm in contact with the state people, and it's really, the map is the next thing, so it's really just seeing how that happens.
Right, okay.
And there's really nothing, I can't draw it, so,
Right, did they give you an approximate cost for the?
no, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're trying to work that out. Okay, so as part of that, they wanted us to update the public water systems officials contact form with the, okay, so I've done the update, and this needs to be signed by the select board person, and I can, if you sign it, I can send it in, okay, there's that. We got Kent Gilman off and a couple other things. Okay, so that's that.
Yeah. Right, I mean, I'm acting sure that is,
Yeah, or you could just write vice chair, whatever I think would be
right, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just keep talking while you're doing that.
Yep.
There was a survey that was sent out. I sent it to all you guys about from the Cannabis Control Board. I don't know if one of you or together, the select board wants to fill out that survey. It's something that was requested. You can look at it, okay? Regarding the Maple Avenue Bridge. So we were just in the hazard mitigation thing, planning meeting, the planner, Jake Plant from Two Rivers, seems to believe that it's possible that the plan can be done and FEMA could approve it before January 28th. And we could, in fact, apply for that grant to get the preliminary scope thing for the Maple Bridge. So we'll work on that. But if it works out, it's possible.
Yeah, I think we should absolutely, as long as it's possible, but if it wasn't possible, I was like,
Well, he
He
seemed to
said it
think
was,
it
okay.
could. And other people at TROC, they're pushing for it. So I think that they want it to be moved up the list in terms of projects that Chelsea does. Okay. Well, I guess that's about it. Okay, then this was a question for the select board, to update the contact list in the towns. It's a big spreadsheet, and I've gone through and I've kind of redlined it. There's a section for the terms. I don't know how to do that. I'm just a little
Could
lost.
you look in the town report?
LeVar has
Yeah, you
everything
should talk to
too.
LeVar because that was a very complicated
Thing to do,
that
yeah.
he figured out last winter.
And it should be in the town
Okay.
report.
Yeah, the newest report should be correct at this point.
I don't
Okay,
believe it
so
is.
I
think
go
that
from
the
that?
town report was incorrect. That's what LeVar was said about.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, so this town report from last year was incorrect, some stuff got mixed up. LeVar worked around it. So talk to him and have him send the email on the town report, and now, I know my term ends in March.
Okay.
Care about.
Okay,
It's all
so,
clear.
all right, hopefully I'll get this update before then. I'm ready to change the typing, go into the thing and change the typing, but I just have to. I just have to, have a little guidance on it.
And I would
Okay?
like to see that table on one sheet, because the emails are on the.
Yeah.
It's like, it's this huge thing and it's tiny Excel thing. It's huge. I don't know how to get it.
I
on
don't
one
think we
sheet.
need to. I think that would be better typed into Microsoft Word,
Well-
the name, the title, and the phone, bigger.
I was gonna ask about that. I would like to do that.
I would like to do that.
Longer and thinner too.
But you could also have it be, however you want to
And
do
we
it.
could
where it's
eliminate
legible.
the terms and we can make.
However you want to do it, that makes it more legible and easy for people, because there was also a comment that my email was wrong on there, but I don't know if it is. Somebody wrote a nasty gram about the ATVs and like, by the way, Marilyn's email's wrong. But I ended up getting it, so, just while you're doing it, just check them.
Okay, okay, so that's that. I guess that's all there is for me, administrative assistant.
Thank you.
And then the transfer station, I was thinking it was about the fixing it.
Oh, that's a good update.
But I do have an update on that, because Barney called today, and he said he's either gonna get to it next Monday or Tuesday, or if he can get his welder to come the following Monday and Tuesday, he's gonna do it then, because that's when we're on schedule to have it emptied. Because otherwise I'll have to pull it out and stuff may fall all over, so, but if you can't get him to come on the 20th, he'll come the previous week, which is the 13th or something.
Well, great.
Awesome.
Now, who's gonna be our liaison, and be there at least to make sure he's got the scope right? Was that gonna be Jeff?
To
Well,
make sure he
I wanna
has,
make sure that the controls, we wanna dual controls, one in the building and outside. That was one piece that was a pretty important piece that we wanted to check on.
so Snook, Mark and I will
Okay,
coordinate.
just we wanna make sure that
One of
somebody
us will
touch
be
bases
there.
with him
Yeah.
at some point to make sure we get the, that was the main thing. We want both, you seem to understand how that worked with the switch and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
No computer signal.
Working on that. And also on the 18th, Rick had volunteered possibly to fill in for Snook.
Oh, right, yeah, Snook had told me. Have we put up the advertisement?
I
Did we
have,
get it?
I mean, I would assume that I gave Marianne's email address. Has anybody responded to the transfer station assistant?
No, not one. When did you do that?
I did it a couple weeks in a row and then thought I would stop and see if we got any.
I checked the emails up to 4 PM today. There was nothing.
What are we advertising for pay?
It's not advertised.
Okay,
Like, I mean, there's not a dollar amount on there.
we're gonna have to increase the pay for that or else we're not gonna get anyone.
And even advertise the pay maybe, because that may,
That's a good point.
because if somebody knew they're gonna make $80 or around, how many hours, I mean, this is a long, it's actually a whole day, right?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think it's a $25 an hour job. You gotta be there every Saturday, every Saturday during the summer. 20 below, 90 degrees and 96% humidity.
Well, you mean for the helper?
No,
For the
for,
person, like Slick's job. you mean?
like Slick's job
Yeah,
should be up to
Yeah.
that. And we should talk about that before, for budget.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
it's-
kind of figured we would kind of cover that with the budget process for next year.
Yeah, because I think we need to make a correction so that when Snook finishes up, we're not gonna go, oh yeah, well, Snook worked for
Yeah, right.
whatever, and now we're gonna pay someone $7 an
And I
hour
mean,
more.
I'm a firm believer that part-time jobs with no benefit should have a higher hourly rate, because it's, it's part-time and it's
Bad.
on a weekend, which should be premium pay. I mean,
And it's integral to our towns.
yeah, I mean,
And we need someone we can trust.
Yeah, until we can do something different.
so nobody's asked about the pay of the assistant yet,
So
obviously.
nobody's gonna ask you.
Well, so do we have a dollar amount that I can add to the listing?
Well, the whole thing is Smith doesn't make as much as he should now, so
Right,
we have to
so
really
just-
increase his and then get the assistant where probably where
Yeah.
Smith's at. as well.
So should I continue to just advertise?
Yeah, and
it
if somebody,
as-
but we need to set that rate at some point.
I've tried to get 3 or 4 kids that, just graduated that are doing the next amount. Not interested.
Because it's Saturdays.
Saturdays and it would work, so,
Okay,
and not the best smelling water either.
yeah, I guess it's kind of.
Not bad some places.
No.
Yeah, it usually is not too bad.
There's about taking no change right now, is it? They won't like it.
Okay, so I think let's kind of put it out, put it out there again. And see if
Yeah,
we
I
get any
just been
response.
putting it on Facebook Messenger forum. I haven't put it anywhere else.
No one's gonna come from out of town.
No, but we want to put little
Why don't we,
things that they bulletin boards in town.
I was thinking maybe.
Can you print out what she's not maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you send me what it's supposed to say.
Yeah, I'll send that.
Yeah, and then
That's a
just,
good idea.
because I mean, somebody's standing over at Will's and we see it. That's kind of the population we're looking for, the people that are here around town. Okay. And I think, we'll put on a future agenda, the contract expired. Does anybody remember what that?
November 2nd, I think.
Okay, fine.
Who's contract?
Myers
Oh.
expired.
That's why if we start, that was what this agenda was, to start that
And you
discussion.
should have your new compactor in by then, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be done that week that he does it. It's supposed to,
What weeks you gonna do it?
the week of the 13th or the 20th, depending.
July, I mean, September?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so we'll add that for the next.
Will that make this person's job easier? This new
No, because if they
compactor,
won't have to worry about breaking down.
that's about the only difference, so no one's not.
Well, the controls will be inside now, so it's
Yeah.
cold, they can go inside, but they
Yeah.
can be outside to check on people's number of bags. Which kind of reminds me, I don't know that we ever followed up on that complaint we had.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
There was a
formally?
letter sent, yes.
Okay, good,
And then we haven't heard.
And we haven't.
Okay.
Well, I think Labar talked to the person.
okay, so that was handled, okay. And then the next up, town treasurer, Gail, do you have an update on the ARPA funds?
Yeah, we just got another $125,380.80. Was deposited, Friday, I think the third, whatever that was.
We got another one?
So did you see that spreadsheet that Two Rivers sent around that had all the towns and the
Yeah,
four
that's
payments?
right. Looking for that, because I figured it would be.
And will there be more?
That's it for this year, and then next year we'll get the 67, I think it was, and another 125.
One is a county payment and one's a state.
Yeah.
There's a county allotment and two payments, one this year, one next, and then there's a state allotment. 2 payments, one this year, one next.
I think this one is.
So at one point, I think we missed that, because we thought we were
Yeah, I
getting.
thought we were just getting that 67 something, that's great.
Yeah, I know, I didn't know we were getting this either, and then I looked on that list and saw that it was 2 payments, 2 different payments, so.
Okay.
But then I printed out this guideline saying I can email it to June 24th. Probably we've already have it, but it's gonna go through maybe you can highlight certain things. I mean, it's talking about, you know, special pay for people that are doing.
It's kind of the guide on money on.
Oh, well,
So,
it's a classic.
I mean, the decision is,
Well, I think we need to present to the public what we can spend and not get their feedback.
Yeah.
The one thing I wanted to do, maybe Mary Ann, you could work on this a little bit if you get time. Otter Creek Engineering did a 20-year evaluation of the wastewater plant. And at one point, I think Karen sent us like the table of contents, but usually in those plans, if you can't find it, look up Otter Creek Engineering on Google.
it's in the file.
Oh, it is, maybe you sent
I
that
think
agenda.
we just did that. He just
Did you just do that? But if,
I think so.
what we really need is usually in those reports, there's a 20-year plan that includes the recommendations for improvements of the cost. One of the things we can spend the money on is wastewater, wastewater and broadband, and then some other weird things like, hazard pay and loss of revenue and things like that.
Talking about updating the water meters too, I think.
Yeah,
And water meters, whatever, do we have some report that says what our water system needs, what do they call it, a sanitary survey? Or do we have any, so if we
it's
had,
hard to
right,
get that.
if, when you get time, you look through the files and you find anything that anybody's given us that has recommendations for improvements for water, sewer,
Yeah,
those are things we'll wanna consider.
maybe somebody can mention that. No one can,
Right, I was gonna stop and see him, I said, I had a chance, it's not
you know,
trying
just
to
get prices, maybe,
right,
or tell us what we need to look for prices.
right, and what does he think our priorities are?
Yeah.
Cause I don't, you know, he's. Better than the rest of the morning, but I haven't,
Yeah, 7 o'clock tonight.
I'm at work by 6, so I usually leave at like 5:30.
Oh, you might catch me.
That's not gonna catch him, but it means I gotta get up at half an hour, I gotta get up at 4:15. So I haven't made it yet, but I'm going to, I promise. Okay, so that'll be a future agenda item, that's what we've been talking about, is having a specific agenda item where we present
Yeah,
to the public, you know, we'll present what we can spend the money on and what we know the needs are, because the town probably will do that.
yeah,
And then we can take feedback on, you know,
probably should have that figured out before we do our.
okay, exactly. Exactly, okay. Town clerk Karen.
Oh, we just had that one contract for Durandal.
Oh, yeah, and the contract with the
So the last 2 pages need to be signed and I can witness or Mary Ann Phillips.
So what did he do for?
He did the ditching, but. He did what?
Ditching on
Ditching and repair, ditching on the East Randolph Road, and then he did the repair work on from the storm.
We don't do our own ditching?
Well, we had to write something.
Oh,
Well, we do our own ditching like on West Hill and stuff, but I think that, I don't think we have the right equipment to do the ditching on the East Randolph Road, I think is what it was.
Mhm.
And they needed more people because they needed flaggers and different things. So I think it was a little more complicated being a state road rather than just one
Yeah.
power road.
And then storm stuff was unexpected, so.
Gil, can you pass the orders?
I
around?
think that we have to all, this one says members of the select board, so I think we should all sign this one. There's a spot on that page. isn't there? Yes. Is that all you have, Gail? Yeah, okay, thank you. The next agenda item is town clerk Karen.
Not here.
Not here. I had offered to do a schedule for the town hall rental rate, but LeVar did one after the last meeting, and emailed it to Karen, so.
can we go back on Karen?
So I guess we'll let LeVar and Karen report back at the next meeting. Okay, SARS COVID information update, LeVar. Does anybody have anything they wanna talk about under this item? COVID?
There's no update from the state history to do anything different.
No, the state.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's a briefing tomorrow.
When something done,
I know there's a lot of schools that have had positive cases here in the last week. I saw Rob Amber at the store, waiting here, first school got a positive case today.
There's two up in, East Montpelier, Elementary.
Yeah.
And they closed this month, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's definitely becoming a another hot item, but as far as I know, there's nothing that we need to worry about right now for the.
Send it back.
Oh. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, approve the orders.
There's a state.
There's two, I'm not really sure why that. Approve the orders. You guys-
I'm looking at them right now.
Okay, okay, I'm Jackie.
There were two places for signature.
Oh, okay.
We're all messed.
She comes around.
No. Thanks, little lady.
Oh, that's not.
Don't worry about this. Okay.
I might print it off before I left.
Okay, here. I move to approve the order.
Second.
Motion's been made by Jeff and seconded by Mark to approve the orders. All those in favor? Aye. The motion passes unanimously.
I move to adjourn the meeting. There's nothing else on the agenda, right?
Should we confirm next time,
14 days from today.
September 21st?
Yes.
Yes. The next meeting will be September 21st. 7:30.
And I move again to adjourn. Second?
Sure.
Motion has been made by Jeff and seconded by Mark to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, the meeting is adjourned.